We are live on the Browns Report. Welcome in, everybody. It is a wonderful Wednesday afternoon. We've got lots of big Cleveland Browns news, rumors, trade rumors even, to get into. The biggest one of them all is Dillon Gabriel will be the starting quarterback for the Browns when they take on the Vikings in London. NFL Week 5. Get excited, folks, and tell me right now who you got in this one. Type CLE if you got Cleveland winning this game. Type MIN if you think Minnesota pulls it off. I'm rolling with the Cleveland Browns, folks, this week. I'll give you my full prediction later in the show. But everybody type right now in that chat who you got. Mike Johnson's got Cleveland. Ian's got Cleveland. Lamar Spencer's got the Vikings. Kathy's got Cleveland. Gene's got Cleveland. Look at this. Jason Peters says, you're not kidding. Let's let a rookie play. Sam's got the Vikings. Brian's got Cleveland. Jason's got Cleveland. Sawyers has Cleveland. Debbie has Cleveland. Look at all the Browns flowing in. Joshua Miller, good to see you too. He's got Cleveland. Old Duck's got Cleveland. Kathy repping the Browns once again. I love it. I love it. I really think this is more than a winnable game for the Browns, folks. It'll likely be Carson Wentz quarterbacking the Vikings, not J.J. McCarthy. It's time. It's a must-show-out game for the Browns, and rookie Dillon Gabriel making his debut as the starter. Joshua Miller saying, what's up? What's up, Josh? Jerome's got Cleveland as well. I love it. I love it. Folks, we're going to need some good luck if we're going to beat them. Don't jinx it. Like the video right now. Smash that like button on the stream for some good luck in London. Likes equal luck in London. It's alliteration. It doesn't lie. Smash it right now. Producer Reed in the building with us today. How you doing, Reed?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm hanging
good.
out. We had a good day at work today.
We did.
Some funny things happened in the office, and brings the day up. Now we're live.
Now we're live. It's true. Had a lot of funny memes going around today. It's been a good day. Chill. Feels like a Friday, but it's a Wednesday, midweek for a lot of people. Like the video, guys. Got 9 likes on the stream right now, but 87 people in the building. We can get that number up for some good luck against Minnesota. T-Bone says he's not even going to watch. Why, T-Bone?
Just come hang out. Come hang out with us then.
Yeah, you can just come hang out and give your opinions. 100 Block saying, go Browns. I love it. I love it. Oh, the Guardians. Cleveland, a lot of Cleveland fans. For all sports in the chat, I see. Big. Are you a big baseball guy? Yeah.
I'm really not a big baseball guy. The only thing I know is the Phillies because I'm a Phillies fan.
Nice.
So I know about them, and that's it. But I've watched about, in total, like the amount of watch time for a Phillies game or Phillies baseball this year, probably like 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not huge on baseball either, or at least watching it. Gene Ritter says, kind of thinks Sanders is the better quarterback overall. Gene, don't worry, we're going to talk about that today as well. But this is the Browns' decision. They evaluated Gabriel as the 2, so we shall see. Got a lot of folks saying they'll be in church that morning too, watching the Browns on the side. Represent. Dennis says, we want Sanders. Folks, don't worry. We actually got an update on Shedeur as well we're going to get into on today's show. Lots of hot topics right now. Cleveland Browns are in the news, folks, so you're not going to want to miss this show. Coming up, major Browns updates, quarterback updates, injury updates for the Browns, some roster moves as well. That'll be our first segment, everything brand new from today. Also going to give you the outlook for Shedeur Sanders. What's the plan? What are the Browns going to do with Shedeur? We got an update on him. I'll tell you how I think they're structuring out his future for this team. Browns trade rumors. Seen a lot of buzz on Twitter. Names that Browns fans are calling for. Names that are up for grabs. We're going to talk about some of the biggest blockbuster NFL trades the Browns could end up making. And I'll tell you how true they really are. Finally, Q&A mailbag. Great time for you guys to get your questions, your voices heard on the Browns Report show, folks. We got nearly 53,000 subscribers, so big audience. You could be shown on our VOD, our video, and Super Chat if you want to get in, or use the hashtag Browns, put in a question, and maybe Reed will pick you out But if you want to skip the line and be automatically put in our show, super chat with a question or a take that you want to be shown and you want me to answer, you want me to react to, super chatting, it automatically gets you in. So you can get those in now, and throughout the show, use the hashtag Browns with your questions. I'll try to answer as many as I can at the end, folks. We want to hear from you. What are the Browns fans wondering, thinking, all the above? I'll give you as much insight as I can and tell you what I think as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of exciting things going on in Cleveland now, folks. Big news. Lots to get into. This guy's Faded Robot's got the Vikings win. He says, sorry, boys, but the stats prove everything. I don't think their offense is going to move that well either against the Browns defense, folks. Got to be honest. No, I disagree with that, Faded Robot. I think the Browns defense is statistically they're the first ranked defense in the league in terms of total defense.
I mean, that's literally, no offense, it's all you got.
Yeah.
The defense is really all you got right now. Hopefully, Dillon Gabriel can bring you some juice on offense, but
I think
right now it's literally just Myles Garrett.
Right. But I think a quarterback change usually sparks teams. I think he'll bring some juice. It'll be better than what we're seeing with Flacco, in my opinion. Ninja Cow in the building as well. There we go. All right, should we start getting into our first segment here, Reed? Let's do it. Like I said, folks, super chat with a question to be a part of our video later in the show, or use the hashtag Browns in the chat and or hashtag Browns with a question or take. We're going to make a video answering all your questions at the end of this live stream, but we've got 3 banger videos to get for you guys, starting with our first one now. Hey, Ninja Cow. He says hi to you too, Reed.
Hey, Ninja Cow.
Oh, that's a good question from Joshua Miller. My dad was telling me about that report as well. All right. Oh, is this a is this a reveal? Oh, all right, sure. Okay, bet. Yeah, the one that's in preview. Should I just put it straight up, maybe? Maybe instead of revealing it, we just put it up. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the wrong one. That's why I said this one right here. Hold up. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, sure. We can do that. Let's do that. Yeah.
I was like, you're not looking at the right one. I saw your cursor.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah, that's cool then. Let's do that. Is everybody ready for our first segment of the day? Let's do it. Are you splicing the intro? All right. Cool. Okay. Welcome in the Browns Report, everybody. I'm your host, Joey O'Donohue. Major Browns news to get to on today's show. Coming up, they make a quarterback change. I'm going to tell you how this affects the Browns offense and the quarterback room going forward. Stefanski talked about both Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, what he thinks, what he had to say about this change. You're not going to want to miss Coach's comments. Also, we have major Browns injury news, including an injury to Myles Garrett. You're not going to want to miss this. And finally, Cleveland making some roster moves. They signed a couple wide receivers to their active roster and a flurry of other moves you're not going to want to miss if you care about the Browns 53 going into game day. But first, folks, we are near another milestone on the Browns Report. We are so close to 53,000 subscribers. Can we hit that today? We're only 234 subs away. Hit that subscribe button, and it's free. A lot of people don't realize it's free to hit the subscribe button, and you get daily Browns content, daily Browns shows, short-form content, long-form lives, whatever you want. It's free. It comes your way. All you got to do is tap that button. Let's get into the big news that was officially confirmed today by Ian Rappaport. The Browns Report was on this yesterday, by the way. We put out a video saying Dillon Gabriel was going to start. Now the whole world is figuring it out this morning. Ian Rappaport says the Browns are making the move. Rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel set to be their starting QB. Joe Flacco heads to the bench after a few weeks of struggles, per the insiders. A look to the future for Cleveland. Stefanski was asked, why now make this move? He says, it's just my decision. It's where I felt this decision was best for the football team. I think it needed to be made. I think, to Rappaport's point, Flacco had been struggling. He has 8 turnovers. It was time to bench old Joe. Gabriel's very excited about the opportunity. He says, this is a moment you look forward to as a competitor. But it's part of my job to be ready, to be the sense of hope for everyone, to continue to be better and come together and create momentum. I like that phrasing Gabriel's using. Be the sense of hope. I think that's what Cleveland Browns fans are looking for right now. That's what we're lacking. We know we have such a great defense, but the offense it's slowly killing our hope for the season. Like, I thought we were going to be contending a little bit. Later in the season, the schedule gets easier. There's still a chance we go above 500. But a 1-3 start, we're looking for that juice. And I think the offense under Gabriel is going to look faster at the very least. It's hard to look worse than Joe Flacco has so far through 4 weeks. I think Gabriel's going to get the ball out quicker. We saw that in preseason. He can actually move, by the way. He's more mobile than Joe Flacco. He can get out of the pocket, roll to his right, roll to his left. It just opens up the play calling for Stefanski, allows us to do a little bit more when you have a quarterback that can actually run. Here's what Kevin Stefanski had to say on naming Dillon Gabriel the starter. From the second he's been here, he's been working very hard, very intelligent young man. He's done a nice job throughout practice and this whole season. He's been learning how to get yourself ready and understand the rhythm of an NFL week and what that looks like as a backup. Obviously now, we feel like he's ready to go in as the starter. Another thing Stefanski confirmed for everybody was that Gabriel has gotten reps with the ones. This is something Shedeur has not been given, but Gabriel at least has some practice with the starters. Feels like that's why Stefanski is ready to name him as the starter. They feel a little bit more comfortable in what they've seen from him in practice. This will be the 12th starting quarterback under head coach Kevin Stefanski, though. And you already know you're going to see that graphic on CBS that the Browns have had now 41 different starting quarterbacks since 1999, an absurd number. But this is why Stefanski gets a lot of backlash. I mean, at some point, he's been here nearly 6 years, 12 different starting quarterbacks. You're going to start to look at the coaching if these 2 rookies don't work out this year. Now, the next big story that everyone is tapping into is, okay, we know by now that Dillon Gabriel is the starting quarterback. So who's the backup? Well, Stefanski told us today that, yeah, Joe is the backup. Joe Flacco, that is. My focus is on this game. Joe's the backup. He was asked several times if Shedeur would be the backup quarterback, and he continuously gave answers such as this. My response to it is this better just be for week 5. That's the only way I won't freak out about it, because I could see this is a brand new change. All the reps so far in practice have been Flacco and Gabriel, mostly Flacco with the ones, somewhat Gabriel. So perhaps they don't think Shedeur is ready to come into the game if something were to happen to Gabriel. Next week, though, there's no excuse for him not to move up to number 2. We've seen enough from Flacco this year. That's it. He's been benched. And he won't be here next year. There's no point in playing him if he's not giving us a good chance to win, and he's not a quarterback of the future for the Browns, which is obvious to anyone because he's 40 years old. It's imperative that we see both rookie quarterbacks play this year before the NFL draft. Okay, you like Gabriel better, Cleveland? He's starting. Shedeur is a rookie quarterback you drafted 2 rounds later. Are you just expecting him to sit on the bench and never play? How is he still the emergency third? That's why I'm saying, before I crash out on the Browns, let's see what their depth chart is next week, because perhaps, maybe, they're actually going to do something smart and give him some practice reps before putting him out there. Otherwise, I'll be pissed off if Flacco's the number 2 for no reason. But this is Shedeur Sanders' chance. There's been video surfacing of him working out on his off days. He's practicing at a local high school near Cleveland, throwing the ball around, running drills by himself on his off days. He's working hard. This is his chance to take the opportunity, to earn that opportunity. Show that he should be ready to play. He should be the backup. Should Gabriel play poorly or, God forbid, get injured, there's no reason why he should be third and Flacco should be second. We already saw Flacco doesn't work. You're telling me if Gabriel doesn't work, we're going to go back to a guy that doesn't work? Make that make sense. I expect Shedeur moves up the depth chart very soon. This is his opportunity now that Flacco's out of there. It's a battle between the rookies. That's what it should be. What do you guys think? In the comments, tell me right now, should Shedeur Sanders be the number 2? Or do you think it should be Flacco still, which is what it is right now? Type Y for yes if you think Shedeur should be the backup. Type N for no if you don't think Sanders should be number 2 right now. Coming up next on the show, we've got lots of Browns injury news to talk to you guys about and a couple roster moves that you would be interested to know. But first, this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. Honestly, I'm so hyped that football is back every single Sunday. All is right with the world. Cleveland Browns football is back on our TVs, folks. And I'm big into daily fantasy with PrizePicks. I'm obsessed with it because it makes all the games more entertaining. And before the Browns play, I lock in on all my players in my lineup and their player projections. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. And PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you could still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. That's why I'm going with the flex play this week, because I just need 2 of my picks to be correct, which is why I've got Isaiah Bond more than half a touchdown and Quinshon Judkins more than half a touchdown. If Cleveland's going to score, it'll be one of them. And then finally, Aiden Hutchinson more than 0.75 sacks, so he just needs 1 sack. And I'll be making money, folks. You can too if you download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Okay, major injury update for the Browns. I don't think it'll end up being major, but it's a major player. Myles Garrett missed practice on Wednesday due to an ankle injury. We've seen it before where Garrett has missed practice due to some minor injuries. He usually ramps up and he's good to go. He's one of the toughest players in the league. But Kevin Stefanski did call him day-to-day in his press conference. When asked about Garrett's injury, he literally just said, I'd label him as day-to-day, which maybe cause for concern. I'm not worried about it, though. It's Wednesday. We've seen him miss some practices before and then play through whatever. Garrett, not only the best player in the NFL, one of the toughest as well. Cedric Tillman has been placed on IR officially by the Cleveland Browns. That means he's going to miss multiple weeks with a hamstring injury. Cleveland loses their wide receiver 2 coming into the season, at least. Not only Cedi, but DeAndre Carter will miss multiple weeks. Guy that Cleveland's been using in the return game, punt returns and kick returns. 2 losses for the Browns. Stefanski confirmed they will miss, quote-unquote, weeks. And what does that do to Cleveland's wide receiver room? Well, makes it a lot thinner. Now it's just Judy as the 1. Thrash and Bond, your 2 and 3. Isaiah Bond will probably be wide receiver 2 here. Thrash really hasn't done much. But you see Larvidan now part of the roster. And Malachi Corley, we'll get into those 2 names on our depth chart. But what I think this does is it's going to lead to a breakout season for Isaiah Bond. He had a great performance last week against the Lions. He made an athletic diving catch in the air. He showed his speed. I believe he was Cleveland's leading receiver on the day as well. This is the perfect opportunity for Isaiah Bond to show what he can do and be Cleveland's bona fide wide receiver 2. Super glad Cleveland was able to sign him in the offseason. He went undrafted due to some legal concerns, but he was going to be at least a 3rd-round pick, maybe 2nd or late 1st, you could argue. Bond's got the talent. He's got the speed. Cleveland got a steal. We're going to see him break out this season. Now, what has Cleveland done to help out the wide receiver injuries? Well, the Browns announced that they have signed Malachi Corley and Gage Larvidan to the active roster. And as I told you, Cedric Tillman is on IR. This is good for the Browns. I'm super excited about Gage Larvidan specifically. If you guys have been here watching me from the preseason, I loved the camp and preseason that Larvidan put together. He works hard. He's got a good heart. He's versatile. He was used in the return game as well. He'll probably be a replacement for DeAndre Carter, and Caden Davis will probably help with that as well. I'm excited for him. He had such a good preseason. I want to see him get out there in regular season action. Malachi Corley will be a very interesting and fun one to watch. Keep your eyes on the former Jets wide receiver, folks. I think he's got talent to him. He certainly does. But he also has had some attitude issues we're going to get into. It's going to be fun to watch. Look at some of his college numbers. 2,070 yards after catch in his last 3 seasons. That's ranked first in that a span that long in FBS. He was nicknamed the Yak King for his yards after catch ability. 77 forced mixed tackles. That ranked second in FBS. He was also drawing Deebo Samuel comparisons out of Western Kentucky. Perhaps he gets used in the run game a little bit, some end arounds, whatever you can do. I like a receiver that's versatile, strong, physical, just like Malachi Corley is. So there's no question about potential talent-wise for Corley, especially his yards after catch ability, which Cleveland is going to need. You put a guy like rookie Dillon Gabriel in, some easy throws, check downs, slants. We need receivers that can do the rest. But you may remember this touchdown or not touchdown from last year, a Jets-Texans game. Malachi Corley crossing the goal line, and he drops the football before he gets over. This was a clear touchdown, ruled no touchdown because Corley doing the old Deshaun Jackson boneheaded play here. So that's my only concern is a little bit of attitude stories with Corley. Not only that, but when he was a rookie in New York, he asked Davante Adams to pay him over $100,000 for the number 17. Adams, star wide receiver, the veteran comes in and says, hey, can I keep my number 17? And Corley's like, you got to pay me for it. Corley, you're a rookie. I mean, is the one concern about him is the attitude, the crash outs. We'll have to see if that develops onto the field or not. But it at least provides some depth for Cleveland in that room. He has potential, like I said, as a guy who excels in yards after catch specifically. So get ready. Keep your eyes on Corley. See how much he's utilized in the game on Sunday. Some other news. Cleveland finally waived Cameron Mitchell. They had been listing him as a healthy scratch for weeks simply because he's bad. What I saw against the Ravens, Cameron Mitchell consistently got burnt, and I think Cleveland saw that in the film as well. We saw it here. We've been on this. Finally, Mitchell gets waived. Cleveland going to have to call up some other corners. They added another one to their practice squad. Let's see who they end up going with on Sunday. But this is why it's imperative that Denzel Ward stays healthy, and Greg Newsome for that matter. Folks, if you made it to this point in the video, you're a real one. You just got all Cleveland Browns news and updates that you needed for Wednesday. We thank you so much for being a part of the show. Keep tuning in. We'll keep covering you with all things Cleveland Browns. Subscribe, join the party, and we'll see you next time. All right. All right, folks. Let's see what people were saying during that in the chat. Mike Johnson with this good take says both rookies should play and Joe as emergency QB. Glad Mike's on the same page as well. Woof woof. Jay Sanders says fire Stefanski. I see a lot of people still mad at Stefanski. I think he just gets us aggravated. He seems like he doesn't want to be there sometimes. Like he's getting pissed about all the Shedeur and Gabriel questions.
I mean, when you go and I feel like Gabriel was his pick.
Yeah.
And Sanders was Haslam's pick.
There were reports about that too.
Yeah, or
think
Andrew
so.
Berry. I don't know if Andrew Berry wanted Shedeur either. I think it was a Haslam thing.
Yeah.
Because they drafted Gabriel, and then it's like, well, Shedeur's still there, and I'm sure they got a call, and they were like, go get him.
I mean, that could be what's happening.
Yeah.
Is they're like, Haslam's like, you have to draft him. He's available. He's going to do numbers for the team. But then, kind of like how our bosses leave it up to us to make content. They're kind of like, but it's up to you, like who you play and who you evaluate. Maybe they just don't believe in Shedeur. I don't know. It's crazy.
If so, though, like, and Mike said Haslam said Sanders was Berry's pick. Is that true?
I don't know, Mike. Let's look it up.
Kathy said Jimmy Haslam wanted Watson.
They tried to deny it, though. Haslam said he didn't step in.
Yeah. They can say everything all they want.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, Mike, it could be Barry's pick, and Stefanski picked Gabriel. So that was maybe they just both picked the quarterback that they wanted. I'm not saying I'm Mike. I could be on your side too. It's somebody above Stefanski that picked Sanders.
Yeah. Which is interesting. Hold on, I want to see this update. Apparently, Deion Sanders chimed in. Just give me a sec to look at this. If you want to.
I think Mike or real life said, Mike, did Dillon have 2 good games or 1-on-1 like Shedeur? Matter of fact, didn't Dillon throw a pick? Well, Shedeur didn't. Be real. 4th string is not 2nd or 3rd string. Stop it. Neither of them are anything special.
Could be.
Could be, for sure. Could be. But there's nobody like Joe Burrow isn't sitting on the bench right now for the Browns.
Right.
2019 Joe Burrow isn't sitting there. And everyone's like, "Oh, why is they not playing?" I don't know. I think Mike said, Dillon, Mike, are you yelling or are you just typing in all caps for no reason? Nobody's yelling here. Dillon had a better pre than Shedeur. Check the Rams game to jog your memory.
You know what's funny is they talk about that on ESPN Cleveland a lot, and there's 2 Tonys. One of them keeps saying, I can't unsee the Rams game, and the other one's like, I can't unsee the Panthers game. And they just keep arguing about it.
I mean, they're both rookie QBs that have potential. Some think other ceilings are higher than one. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair to say Dillon had a better pre than Shedeur. Dillon also threw a pick 6 that was pretty bad, and they're both rookies. To Reed's point, we saw flashes from both of good and bad. They're rookies. Gabriel now we're actually going to get a start in NFL action against a good Vikings defense. So this is a real test. And it's a Brian Flores defense too, which he's crafty. He's one of the better DCs in the league, I would say.
I mean, something that could have helped as well. I still stand by this. I think Shedeur should have done everything he could during the pre-draft process. Throw at pro day, play, do everything you can, test everywhere, show people this is why I should go in the first round.
Yeah.
Instead of telling people.
Right.
He was telling everyone, I should be I'm franchise quarterback. I'm going to change your team. All this stuff. Show them why.
Right.
Yes, you have all the tape and stuff, but do as much as you can.
Right. Yeah. No, it's true. That was one of the craziest situations, man. The NFL draft when we just kept sliding. Everyone's got their theories. Everyone's got their opinions, but it was newsworthy, for sure. Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about what the Browns' plan for him is going forward. But if you want to share a question or a take, super chat or use hashtag Browns. Get in the show. Actually, I believe we got a super chat. Oh yeah. Dolphin X. Hey, there you are. The first one of the day. $2 super chat from Dolphin X. Thank you so much. Dolphin X, my friend, he said, "Oh, thank God they benched Flacco. It was about time." Actually, I think you commented this last week, Dolphin X. See? We've been saying it. It needed to happen. That was clear. Flacco's got 6 interceptions. I understand there's problems with the offensive line and receivers dropping balls, but you turning it over doesn't help anyone. It's partly on the quarterback as well. Big part on the quarterback when you have 8 turnovers. It's every time he gets hit, he fumbles it too now. It's getting ridiculous. It was getting ridiculous. We're excited that at least we're moving on to something new. Let's see if it really is the quarterback. Gabriel, get out there. Let's see the rookie. We'll be live for it. It's early in the morning, Sunday morning in London, folks. Make sure you're here watching with us. It'll be a lot of fun. We're going to do some fun stuff. So tune in. We'll see the rookie. It will be electric.
I heard Joey's gonna call the game in a British accent.
Who told you that?
You did. Yeah.
I might actually.
Hello.
That actually is part of something we might do. I do a good British accent, for anyone who doesn't know.
Well, now we have to hear it. Real quick.
You'll have to tune in.
Real quick.
Okay, I'll give the live people a little taste. All right, I need something to say.
Me and the chaps are going to the pub to get a pint.
All right. Me and the chaps are going to the pub, actually, to get a pint if you want to come.
That was really good. You sound like somebody on like FIFA.
Yeah. Martin Tyler, Alan Smith. That's why, dude, because I watched the Sidemen so much growing up, playing FIFA. Dude, legendary throwback. But yeah, folks, should we get into our Shedeur section now? Clearly. But this is the thing, guys. Like, everyone's arguing about him right now in the comments. Like, these is just a story that people talk about. This is what generates the most buzz. And if it's still in the news, I gotta hit it as a Browns reporter. What would be on it? Like, let's see. I put the photo. Is it in this video? Or is it in the next one? No, it should be this one. It's oh, yeah, it's right here. Where my cursor is. I mean, if you can do it quick, yeah. If you just put like a oh, for real? Yeah. That's good. You know what? Oh. What's going on, Reed? Should be this. But yeah, if you want to add that, I can just do it all over this one, and then I'll just get back into the show. All right. Let's see what the chat's saying right now. B from Ohio, Shedeur, biggest thing in NFL Week 5, and still no first-team reps is crazy. It's pretty crazy. Kathy says, we have how well that works. Watson had the same tendencies. To be fair, sometimes I do see a little bit of Watson when I see Shedeur out there. But, yeah. But Watson was a top 5 quarterback at one point. Fringe top 5 in Houston. Just never for us, of course. Yeah, that's the photo. Yeah. Okay. Great. All right. That's funny. Maybe I'll just. So maybe we'll keep it on that for a while. Or not a while, but I'll do it over that. Yeah, let's do that. Is there news? Alrighty. All right, folks. Sorry about that. We were just adjusting some stuff. But we are good to go. Who's ready for our next segment of the Browns Report? Tafster says, Stefanski out now. Fire him. Yeah, I think he's getting a short leash soon, too, if the Browns don't win this year and into next. We shall see. Joshua Miller.
Joshua, French toast and sauce. You got breakfast for dinner? Let's go. I like it.
We like it. We like it.
All right, we ready?
Let's do this, folks. Oh, I wasn't actually ready. Sorry. All right, sweet. I was just so excited when you said it. I was like, yeah. And I was like, nah, I'm not ready. All right. Cool. Just trying to think of mine. Okay. Let's do this. Ready. Oh, it looks like I'm just getting right into the video. Cool. Oh, yeah. All right. We're good. Shedeur Sanders is itching to get out there, folks. Did you see his face last Sunday when the Browns were getting blown out and Gabriel checked in? He wants to play. We got to talk about the plan for Shedeur. Will he play for the Browns this season? We've got lots of insight you're not going to want to miss. I'm your host, Joey O'Donohue. Welcome into the Browns Report, folks. The first question we're asking, are the Cleveland Browns making the wrong move by starting Dillon Gabriel and naming Joe Flacco as the backup, keeping Shedeur Sanders at quarterback 3? Is this a mistake? Shedeur Sanders, I would imagine, thinks so. He said a couple days ago, I'm ready to play right now. I know if you see the quarterbacks in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that. He's saying he's looking at the starting quarterbacks in the NFL, and he could do better. I actually think he's right. Only because of how bad some other starting quarterbacks in the NFL are and how good of a prospect Shedeur was entering the NFL draft. I think there's an argument to be made here that he could be a starter. Let's look at some of the worst quarterbacks around the league. Joe Flacco's number 1. Cam Ward is playing awful for Tennessee. Jake Browning, I don't even know how you can justify Browning being a starting quarterback. Obviously only the case because Joe Burrow went down, but you could get a better backup than that. I was watching the game. Jamar Chase was wide open on every play, and Browning just doesn't look his way. Spencer Rattler, terrible. Tua, okay, Tua's had his moments, but he's not a great quarterback either. Bryce Young also not been playing too well for the Panthers as a whole. I think there's at least 3-4 names on this list where you could say, and Shedeur should confidently be saying that he would be better than. If you're not better than some of these guys, you shouldn't be in the NFL. None of these will be NFL starters, or some of these won't be NFL starters in no time. So before we get into more of the news, do you think Shedeur could start in the NFL right now? For any team, for the Browns, for one of those bad teams I just showed you, type Y for yes if you think Shedeur's telling the truth. He could start in the league right now. Type N for no if you think he's not ready. Maybe you don't think he has the chops, the talent to do it. You let me know in the comments right now, folks. Now, the media tried asking Shedeur today about him being named quarterback 3. And I won't say he refused the answer, but, I mean, did you guys see this clip? He just started miming answers. He didn't say anything. He just mouthed words and didn't really talk. My thoughts on this. Oh, sorry. My thoughts on this. I actually am not a fan of it from Shedeur. And you guys know I usually hype him up. I justify him. I didn't like this response. I think most people would have wanted him to see an approach of a little more vulnerability, a little more, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to earn my way up this depth chart, because we know he's confident. We know he thinks he should be a starting quarterback. We just showed you his quote. We know he thinks he's a franchise guy. So back it up, take it on the chin, and say, I'm going to work my way up. And I just didn't love the, make a little joke out of it. It seems like he's upset about not being named not only the starter, but not the backup. So this is the one thing where I would have liked to see Shedeur at least, give us a more leadership type of comment instead of miming the response. But the big question is, for the Shedeur fans, will this benefit Shedeur in the long run? Are the Browns doing him dirty by keeping him quarterback 3 for the time being? You could say yes. But in the long run, for Shedeur's plan as a guy that wants to take over the franchise, could this be a good thing to sit back, learn, watch the other quarterbacks in front of you fail. We already watched Flacco fail. We'll see how Gabriel does. We are rooting for both rookies here on the Browns Report. But maybe this will help him up. There's something about the buildup. There's something about that anticipation. When you're a competitive guy like Shedeur who wants to get out there, and you're sitting on the sidelines week after week watching an offense that sucks, there's something that kind of eases your nerves and motivates you a little bit more. You know, it's a good thing to be a little bit patient. Everybody likes a little bit of foreplay before you. Well, that's a weird analogy. But there's just something about the build-up before the main event. If Shedeur was just thrown right into this fire with all the hype around him, and listen, the Cleveland Browns have been a dumpster fire for quarterbacks for years. Reed's still laughing at me for my comment back there. If he was just thrown into the fire with all the eyes on him, if he was the number 1 overall pick, it would probably be harder to succeed. Think about how much pressure's on you at that point. How many people want you to fail? It's a little bit of tables turned here now. Now, everybody wants to see you get out there because they've talked about you so much. And picture this. It's late in the season. Shedeur has been eager to play. It's week 5, and he's talking about how he needs to play right now. He feels like he's better than quarterback starting. He wants this so bad. And if you don't give it to him, it builds up. It's going to motivate him. Everyone's calling for him to start. He gets in there, and I think extra motivation is good for a quarterback of his competitive nature. And this is kind of just true in life as a whole. When things are handed to you, it's harder to be grateful for them. But I think could get out there and actually take advantage when he finally gets that first start now, with all the buildup, with all that extra motivation. I think it's good. Baker Mayfield always played better when he had a chip on his shoulder for the Cleveland Browns. Everybody remembers that. They would not start him after drafting him first overall. They started Tyrod Taylor. The Browns continuously do this. And when Taylor had an injury, Baker came in. He came back, beat the Jets. It was electric. Seemed like we had found our guy. It's whenever he had a chip on his shoulder that he played better. You see this with competitive quarterbacks like Baker, like Shedeur. But now, Cleveland, in their depth chart, has Gabriel as the starter and Flacco as the 2. They might not even activate Shedeur this Sunday. They haven't activated him at all this season. He's just been the emergency 3rd quarterback. And so, I got to be honest, I don't think Dillon Gabriel is our long-term answer. I think it's an improvement of what we've been watching, but I never evaluated him and watched this film and said, that's a guy that's going to change the franchise. No, I think this potentially could be a good to average backup quarterback in the NFL or decent starting quarterback. I think it'll be better than what we have. Like I said, what we've seen with Flacco has just been about as bad as it can get, turnover-wise. I think it'll be better, but not forever for Dillon. I think he completes short passes, accurate intermediate passes. He can do enough for the Browns right now because our defense is so good, we might not need to score as many points. So I think it'll be good for Dillon right now. I don't know if he's the answer for the future. And for Shedeur, the people that want to see him get in, this might not be the perfect timing, pun intended. There's a lot wrong with Cleveland's offense. It's kind of hard to throw any rookie out there to start week 1. This is why I was always team start Flacco week 1 and then turn to the rookies. Cleveland finally doing something that I recommended them to do. But look at Cleveland's issues right now. On the offensive line, their pass block win rate percentage is 27th in the NFL. One of the worst in the league. Our starting tackles last week, Cornelius Lucas and KT Leviston, they rank 57th and 61st in pass block win rate out of 66 qualifying tackles. Yeah, that's right, 57 and 61st out of 66 tackles. Some of the worst in the league. And on top of all that, receivers are dropping passes. So it's hard to put a quarterback, a young quarterback especially, in that offense right now. It might be a good thing for Shedeur to wait on the sidelines before getting his opportunity. For the people that want to see him succeed, this could benefit him going forward to not get the opportunity till later for all the reasons I presented. And there was one knock on Shedeur coming into the draft in preseason, is that he holds on to the ball too long. Maybe he doesn't deal with pressure too well. Starts to drop back instead of step up into the pocket, and he took some big sacks in the Rams game. An offensive line that's terrible isn't going to help his success. Now, to be fair to Shedeur in that Rams game, he had 4-string offensive linemen. That's a fact. and the Browns' offensive line is bad, well, think about 4 guys that weren't even good enough to make this Browns offensive line right now. Of course, Shedeur was going to be constantly pressured, running for his life, and probably have bad numbers no matter what. But I do think there will be some extra juice with a new quarterback. Gabriel will bring some life to this offense. It's fun to watch a rookie go out there. It's exciting. We all should be excited about it, folks. But to the point of ESPN Cleveland's Tony Rizzo, he says, I just can't unsee the Panthers game. There were 2 pinpoint touchdown passes in that preseason game. You have the polarizing opposite of the Rams game and the Panthers game from Shedeur's preseason. Well, this was a dime for his first touchdown through 2 Panthers defenders. It looked like we were watching a star being born. Touchdown number 2. There's a defender right in Shedeur's face. There's no time for him to make this play. He has to make it now. And what does he do? Slides over to the right. Amani Marshall made an amazing pickup block, running back, who's not on our active roster anymore either. Shedeur did well with his feet. He extended the play and then throws an absolute dime to the end zone. Touchdown, Browns. 2 beautiful passes that we saw. And those are where we saw the flashes. But everybody likes to argue and say the Rams game shows he's not an NFL quarterback. The Panthers game shows he's going to be a star. It is the most polarizing topic in the Browns quarterback room right now. Everyone's talking about 12. The bottom line for Cleveland, we want a franchise quarterback. We need to evaluate both of the rookies before the next NFL draft. If Cleveland says Gabriel is the better quarterback, okay, cool. I'm a Browns fan. Let's watch what he can do. Let's see Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski's evaluation of quarterbacks, which has not always been great. But let's see it. They're going to Gabriel next, no matter what we say. I just think they should play both. Shedeur should get in eventually. Because if you go into next year still needing a quarterback and you haven't seen the 2 rookies that you drafted, what do? You're going to bring a 3rd rookie into the mix? It doesn't make sense. Let's see both of them at some point. I give Gabriel 4 to 6 games to show us what he can do. And now, look, if Gabriel starts balling out and he's clearly the guy of the future, well, then we won't have anything to say. But I don't think that'll be the case. And Shedeur should be at least moved up to the backup spot. Now, Cleveland at least drafted Shedeur, unlike all the other teams in the NFL. So, a lot of people do like to get on the Browns and say they're screwing over Shedeur because he's not playing for them. At least to the team that gave him a chance, and he can earn that chance going forward because of the uncertainty in the Browns quarterback room. Now, Kevin Stefanski was asked if Shedeur would back up Gabriel. He said Joe Flacco will. Hopefully this isn't the case for a long term. Shedeur can move up the depth chart, but this is what Stefanski's telling us right now, and he's not even focused on it, apparently. Coming up, I have one concern about Shedeur Sanders getting a chance to play in Cleveland. I think the most likely scenario is that he will, but you're not going to want to miss what I think could hold him back. First, I want to tell you about this awesome deal. A Browns hoodie is over 50% off. I actually literally bought this hoodie myself. You guys have probably seen me wear it here on the show. It's getting colder in Cleveland, folks. It's fall weather. It'll be winter weather before you know it. You're going to want a nice little Cleveland Browns hoodie to snuggle up in. It's soft. It's comfortable. Great material. And like I said, it's an amazing deal if you go to chatsports.com/Browns hoodie. This thing was $70. It's now $25. It's such a steal. Like I said, I bought it myself. You can get it any size that fits you. Chatsports.com/Browns hoodie. An easy link for you to get to. I'll put it in the description and in the comment section so you can get to it easily. Click it, buy it, rep the Cleveland Browns this winter. Okay, Mary Kay gave us an update about Deshaun Watson. I know, jump scare. Forgot about him. He's not expected to have his practice window open this week, but he's eligible after 4 weeks of being on the physically unable to perform list. So if Cleveland wanted to, they could actually open up Deshaun Watson's practice window right now. They're not expected to do so. I think there's still some rehab that needs to be done. Stefanski said that he's rehabbing as well and it's progressing well. Watson's been posting videos of him working out and running drills. It's looking like his Achilles is fine. So it kind of starts to beg the question, will we see Watson again in Cleveland? He's got such a big contract the Browns are paying him. Now, the owner did call it a big swing and miss with Deshaun Watson. So there's a chance we never have to see him play it down for the Browns. And you have to consider that he only stopped playing due to injury. So there is also a chance that he is Cleveland's starting quarterback still, because he was playing awfully and the Browns just kept starting him game after game after game. The only reason they stopped is because he got hurt. Now, he's also guaranteed $200 million. So it's such a waste of money if you don't play him. I think that's why Cleveland kept starting him, is because they felt trapped. They felt locked into it. Stefanski, whether he wanted to start him or not, probably had some pressure from the front office to keep him in because of all the money they were paying him. So who's to say he won't be the starter again? Based on Cleveland's actions in the past, they continuously rolled with Deshaun Watson. So by the time Shedeur's ready to get in, what if Watson's back? It could hurt our rookie's chances to get playing time this year. Specifically Shedeur, because we already know Gabriel's going to get the start and can start for the next few weeks. But that's my concern, is if Watson would overtake that role. I don't think we'll have to worry about it. To me, it's been there, done that with Deshaun Watson. You tried it. The owner called it a swing and miss. It didn't work in Cleveland. Now, I will say, at this point, he's probably better than Flacco. I mean, I was getting ready to say put him in after watching Flacco throw his 6th interception. Probably would be better for the offense than Flacco. But, don't let nostalgia twist your thinking. He was really bad for Cleveland before he got hurt. Like, it was awful to watch. And we were screaming for him to head to the bench. What do you guys think? Will Deshaun Watson return? Will he play this season? Comment below if you think Deshaun Watson is going to play for the Browns again. I think that would be a long shot, but it is certainly possible based on Cleveland's actions in the past and how much they owe him. It's a waste not to play him. But he's terrible, so hopefully we don't have to worry about this. Folks, lot of great news and insight on this video. I know they're controversial, polarizing topics, but we have to talk about it. Everyone's buzzing about it. You can head over to Twitter if you want to see what I'm talking about. Follow me at Joey070. Comment your opinions. I love to talk Cleveland Browns football with everybody. So go over there, give me a follow. I'll chop it up with you guys on that platform. And we appreciate everybody for tuning into the Browns Report. Make sure you subscribe to be the smartest Browns fan in the room. And we will see you very shortly here on the Browns Report. Wow, folks. Lots of Shedeur news. I bet the chat is buzzing about it. Time Man in the building. What's up, Time Man? Time Man says Watson ain't coming back. Hopefully not. Hopefully not, Mr. Buckeye. But what do you guys think? Could Shedeur start for a team right now? Ninja Cow said Bailey Zappi QB2 next week. Dude, it wouldn't shock me if the Browns announced that shit if Flacco was hurt. Everyone would be in a frenzy on Twitter.
I think Shedeur. I think Shedeur could start for the Bengals right now.
Yeah, I think so. Browning looked terrible the last couple weeks. Let's see what everyone's saying in the chat. Oh, they were talking about Baker when I brought him up. Ghostface said Baker's been breaking my heart with how good he is. I always said he was good too. I said he'd be a top 10 quarterback one day in Cleveland. Mike Johnson. He said he needs to be patient and work hard. You nailed it, Joey. Thank you, Mike. That's true, though. The thing with Shedeur is they're treating him like a 5th-round pick. And if that's how they evaluate him, because he was a 5th-round pick, it makes sense. Like if it was a no-name, if it was like Tyler Jones or like some random no-name, no one would be saying, why isn't the 5th rounder getting reps? It's because he was supposed to be a 1st rounder. It's the name. So, but he's working. He's practicing on his off days. Faded Robot says the Browns suck. Give up on your team. Faded Robot, it's not how fandom works. We're the most loyal fan base in the league, Cleveland Browns fans. We're diehard. Yes, we go through pain. But we don't just leave. We're dog pound for life. He said true. Woof, woof. Woof, woof's in the chat. Dog pound for life, baby. Joshua Miller, Tyler Shuck, lol. Yeah, Shedeur would be better than him. Can't believe he drafted over. Trek says, let's be patient on Shedeur. He'll get his opportunity. I think he will eventually. I hope he gets one in Cleveland is my thing. Because if he could start for the Bengals right now, why wouldn't they make a call? I want to see him start for the Browns. Let's evaluate him ourselves rather than letting another team find out he's good. Ninja Cow, funny point as well. If Shedeur did go to the Ravens, he actually probably would be playing,
I don't hate that take.
which he declined both the Ravens and Eagles offer. He didn't want to be a backup. Now he's emergency third. It's unfortunate for 12. I could see why it's getting to him too. I mean, you have so much hype, and he's supposed to be the guy. He thinks he's a franchise quarterback, and so, the whole miming thing, he clearly is just itching to be out there. Which, like I said, though, it could work in Cleveland and Shedeur's advantage down the road when a guy's extra motivated and has been forced to sit on the sidelines. He's going to come out there with a chip on the shoulder, even more to prove. Could help. Could be good in the long run. Although you were blown away by my analogy over there. Why was that? Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was the dimension of foreplay. That may have gotten me.
I just looked at your camera screen. You're like 5 minutes. The Browns are in London. Over the pond. Over the pond. Oh, okay. The Deion Sanders comment was on the miming thing. He just made a bunch of laughing emojis and said, "Good one, son." Yeah, it's funny, bro. Dude, it's so funny though. It's like no one's neutral on him though. No one's neutral about it. Everyone's like either. Cause I was looking at the comments on Shedeur doing the miming thing. So for context, if you didn't hear me, Shedeur was asked about being quarterback 3, and he didn't say anything. He just started mouthing words. Just kind of skipped over the interview. So a lot of people are, saying it's ungrateful. They're hating on him for it. Other people are saying, are giving him credit for it. No one's in the middle. That's just kind of the hot topic that Shedeur is right now. It's the hot topic. But yeah, what do you think, Reed?
I thought it was funny.
The miming thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny. Yeah. It's funny when I watch it back. I didn't love it at first, though. I just know it's going to get him a lot of more hate. And, it probably should have given more of like a PR answer. Been like, hey, I'm excited to see what Gabriel can do, but I'm going to work hard.
I'd rather be himself, though.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That is true, too.
Because, like, a lot of people will be like, they'll give their take, and then it's not really what they think.
That is fair, actually. Like, I'm sure there are a lot of backups that are pissed about being backups or third stringers. So that is something he does well, is he does stay true to himself. Credit him for that. But yeah. Yeah, B from Ohio. He was going with his Marshawn Lynch mode. Just here so he doesn't get fined. Literally. All right. Hey, Faded Robot, you're a Vikings fan? All love, all love. People are talking about Will Howard. I was confused with the Gabriel pick when it happened, though, in the third round. I was like, what are we doing? I'm excited to see what he does Sunday. That's going to bring a lot more intrigue to that game, a lot more viewers, I think. It's going to be a big storyline, and it's kind of prime time. Early in the morning, only game going on. Getting ready for our next one, Reed? Yeah. Don't forget, folks, if you want to be part of our video, use the hashtag Browns and or super chat with a question or a take to get on the show. We'll automatically put you in the video if you super chat with a question or a take that you want me to react to, or you can use the hashtag Browns in the live chat with a question, and hopefully we get to yours as well. We're doing this. It'll be the last video of the show, so stick around for it. If you want to be part of it and in our video, super chat or use hashtag Browns with the question. Let's see. Ninja Cow said, who is y'all? Joey loves Shedeur. Yeah, that's true. I know Kathy doesn't like Shedeur's play style. She has mentioned. SK Sports Talk says, I feel bad he has to answer those questions. I think Stefanski's getting mad about him too. I don't like. I hate listening to Stefanski press conferences though. He gives us nothing. So I was just like, yeah, it's not our focus right now. We should have to be better. Thanks, man. Let's be better then. How are we gonna be better? How are we gonna do it? Tell us. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, we could just make it an L3. Oh, okay. With MHJ? Oh, no, it's just, okay, yeah, sure. Okay. Cool with me. Joshua Miller's reached his question limit for the day.
Josh, you always get some good ones in there.
Yeah, Josh. Mine? I did that once. Yeah, I was. Once I learned how to do it, I was like, oh, that's fun. Let me try. Really? I know Trace does it. Marsh, has he done it?
Well, didn't you say you were going to do your next one with your shirt off?
No, I didn't say that. Unless I get $100 super chat, I'll pop the shirt for $100. Reed will do it for 50.
Oh. 25.
You got a deal. It's actually a real deal, folks. $100 super chat, I'll pop the shirt. $50 super chat, Reed pops the shirt. He's laughing, but it's true. We'll do it. I'll make sure. Yeah. All right. Let's get into our next segment. Don't forget, folks, if you want to be in the video, super chat with a question or a take, and I'll guarantee that we answer yours in our video on YouTube coming out later this week. But first, we've got some big trade rumors to get into. Our trade rumor video starts very shortly here on the Browns Report. Are you ready, Reed? All right. Let's do it. Okay. Ready? Major blockbuster trade rumors for the Cleveland Browns. We're going to talk about it right now here on the show. Big names you're not going to want to miss. These are the names I'm seeing Browns fans Twitter scream about. Everybody's saying they're on the trade block, that Cleveland should make a move. I'll tell you how valid it is and who those big names are in just a moment. But first, we're in a Week 5 subscriber battle, folks. It's the Browns Report versus Vikings today. We can beat those Vikings fans, folks. Right now, they're up 456 subs. Cleveland Browns Report is up 333 subs. I know we can beat them, folks. Browns fans, we're the most diehard fan base in the league. We're loyal. Smash that subscribe button. It's free just so we can beat those Vikings fans off the field, and then let's beat the Vikings in Week 5 on the field, folks. I'm your host, Joey O'Donohue. Let's talk about those Browns trade rumors. The first name I'm seeing a lot of Browns fans throw out there is Marvin Harrison Jr. I love him as a product. The Ohio State University, MHJ. He'd been struggling in Arizona early, so let's talk about him. Like I said, big receiver, 6'4", 205. He's physical. He's also fast, and he went to The Ohio State University. A little Cleveland connection, perhaps. And he's gotten off to an okay start. But the main thing is the drops. Some big, costly drops. He's a super talent. Everyone rated him as the best wide receiver in the draft that he came out of. And that's why it was shocking to see him drop some balls that were right in his hands. Wide open. It's unlike him. Seems like there's a lot of turmoil, some frustration with the Cardinals and Marvin Harrison Jr. And the Browns need wide receiver help. Especially now. Cedric Tillman ruled out for weeks, as confirmed by Kevin Stefanski. DeAndre Carter also ruled out for weeks. We mainly use him in the return game, but still, both of them listed as wide receivers. Jerry Jeudy, speaking of drops, has had multiple costly drops so far for the Browns this season. We're talking third down, fourth down drops. Plays that could have set us up in scoring range that Jeudy has not looked like himself on. Finally, that wide receiver room, it just lacks a star. I like when there's a star wide receiver on your team. You should be able to look at every team in the league. They should have a wide receiver one, and you're like, oh, yeah, that guy's good. Jeudy was that guy last year with Jameis Winston throwing him the ball. We haven't seen it this year. We lack that star playmaker. We lack the depth. Cleveland needs to make a wide receiver move. And Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. just haven't been in sync this year. It's when Murray hits him in the numbers, MHJ's dropping it. When MHJ's open, Murray's missing him, throwing it low, throwing it over his head, whatever it is. Their chemistry has been off to start the season. They kind of look like Flacco and Jeudy out there. I mean, it's the same story. They're missing each other. Chemistry doesn't seem to be there. There's drops. It's like it's not working at the moment. Now, I think he would still be very costly for the Browns. At least a first-round pick for a guy that they drafted very high in the first round. Potentially even a little bit more. You might have to add a pick swap to the end of it. And I don't think the Cardinals are actually going to make this deal. I don't think they're trying to move on from Marvin Harrison Jr. I do think this is Twitter screaming about it. It's people saying, but he went to Ohio State. He would love to go to Cleveland. Maybe, but I don't think there's actually much validity or truth to this. I'm giving it one Bernie Kosar head as a rumor. The only reason there's one is because I think, well, I'd love to have him in Cleveland. I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of his game. I love that he's got ties to Ohio. I think he would be amazing for the Cleveland Browns, and it's a move they would love. But I don't think there's any way the Cardinals move on from him right now. He's a young potential superstar in the NFL. He's the Cardinals' number one wide receiver. Don't think there's any truth to them actually moving the rook or the young player. Next name is pretty big. C.J. Stroud. Yes, that's right, folks. I've seen people talk about the Browns' push for a C.J. Stroud trade. I even had a question on our Browns Report Q&A last week on if the Browns should go after Stroud. It's really Browns Twitter that's saying, let's go make a move right now. Well, the Browns and Texans did just make a trade. Who knows? Maybe Stroud's name came up on that phone call. It was for tackle Cam Robinson, who's going to be a big help for Cleveland, I would imagine. He's a pretty good pass blocker going forward. But they're no stranger to calling each other up and doing deals. C.J. Stroud had kind of a slow start to the 2025 season. Not what we're used to seeing from C.J. 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 4-3 TD int ratio is not great. 88.7 quarterback rating, 832 yards, 67.5 completion percentage. That's not bad at all, but just something to keep in mind, folks. Browns and Texans, no stranger to doing deals together. Now, Stroud, also, their team has not been looking too great. They started off 0-3. Their only win is against the Tennessee Titans, who are trash. Even their own quarterback, Cam Ward, said that they're trash. Like, that's why this started boiling up, is the frustration in Houston right now. No one thinks they should have been an 0-3 team. It's aggravating C.J. Stroud. I'm sure it's aggravating DeMeco Ryans. And like I said, I even got a question about this on our Q&A. People are wondering it. Browns fans, Twitter's calling for it. I don't think it's going to be easy to do, or very likely. I'll tell you the Bernie heads but in a moment, but he's not a buy low candidate. It's not fantasy football. Like, he's going to be expensive. He's their young star franchise quarterback. Even though he's playing bad right now, it's not like it's not like Joe Flacco. Like, he sucks, we can bench him, move on from him. No. He's young. He's had success. He took them to the playoffs. He's their franchise quarterback. This isn't like, we can go get him because he's playing bad right now. Also, why would you want to go get him when he's playing bad? What do you mean by that? The Texans would want multiple first-round picks and probably an impact player like Denzel Ward. I'm not even kidding. Maybe they'll take both firsts straight up for him, but I'm telling you, I think they're still valuing C.J. Stroud as a franchise quarterback who's young. Would be shocking to see them do a deal with the Cleveland Browns for a small package. And I don't think it's necessary. Like, yeah, would I be excited if C.J. Stroud was a Cleveland Brown? Absolutely. But giving that big of a haul to get him while he's playing bad? You guys really want to trade for another Texans quarterback? You know what happened last time we sent the house to get a Texans quarterback? Yeah, lots of picks, lots of firsts, $200 million. It was Deshaun Watson. And what if Stroud continued to play bad then when he came to Cleveland? Just like Watson started playing bad. Now what? You've given up your future and probably one of your best players to get him? I don't think it's necessary. If it happened, I would be like, okay, Cleveland's got a chance to win games here now, but I just don't think shipping everything to get him even is a great idea for the Browns, nor is it likely. Would you do it if it's on the table, though? Would you go all in to get C.J. Stroud? What do you think, Browns fans? Type yes in the comments if you think so. Type no if you wouldn't even want to trade for C.J. Stroud in the first place. My thoughts on it as an actual valid rumor? It's fake news. No way this is going to happen. This is just Twitter freaking out. No shot the Texans give up C.J. Stroud right now. Later in the season, maybe it's a different conversation. If he continues to play poorly, sure. But after a couple games of a little bit of a down season, come on. No shot, no way, no how. We have another Browns trade rumor that I'm going to tell you about, and I think it might actually be likely. But first, this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. And honestly, I'm just so hyped that we get to watch Cleveland Browns football again on Sundays. All is right with the world. And I'm big into daily fantasy with PrizePicks. I'm obsessed with it because it makes all the games more entertaining. And before the Browns play, I lock in on all my players in my lineup and their player projections. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. And PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. I've got more picks this week, and I am hot, folks. I'm making money. I want to do it again. Isaiah Bond, more than half a rushing or receiving touchdown. I also have Quinshon Judkins, more than half a rushing or receiving touchdown. Those two rookies are Cleveland's playmakers going forward. That's what I saw on Sunday. That's what I expect to see in London against the Vikings. Aiden Hutchinson, more than 0.75 sacks, 1 sack, and that will be the more. I think he does it after what I saw Sunday from him as well against Cleveland. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, getting back to trade rumors for Cleveland. Demario Douglas, New England Patriots wide receiver. I think he's on the trade block, and I showed you Cleveland desperately needs a wide receiver. Let's look at the New England Patriots wide receivers room right now. Stephon Diggs, obviously they're one. Douglas is their slot guy, but they haven't even been using him too much. They've got Kayshon Boutte over there as well. Hollins, that they've been going to a little bit more. He's kind of been weeded out on the Patriots wide receiver depth chart. I think he's a player that's actually available and on the trade block and could be pretty cheap for Cleveland to get. So the Patriots stopped using Douglas this season. Week 4, he only had 8 snaps. Week 3, it was 29. Week 2, it was 15. But just recently, it seems like they're going away from him, specifically Week 4, which is kind of surprising because 2024, Douglas was actually a very impactful player for the Patriots. 87 targets, 66 catches. He had over 600 yards and 3 touchdowns. Played all 17 games for the New England Patriots. Everyone was hyping up Pop Douglas in New England. And so there's some talent there. There's some potential. He's a guy that hasn't done much in 2025 yet, but did a lot in 2024. For no other reason than the Patriots bringing in Diggs and some more receivers. So I think Cleveland could benefit from bringing in Pop Douglas. And I think it's likely the Patriots don't need him. They're going away from him. Perhaps they're shopping him around anyway. That's what teams start to do when you start to notice a player not really get much time anymore. For no other reason, that could be the case. What I would say about Douglas is he's your prototypical slot wide receiver. He's fast. He's the guy you put there. And I think he'd be cheap as well. There's no way Cleveland would have to give up a high draft pick to get him. Heck, New England started not to even use him that much. So this one is one that's maybe a good price, helps the Cleveland position of need. If I had to put together a trade myself, well, I did. The Patriots would get a 2026 fifth-round pick. I think that's more than fair for Douglas. Like I said, the guy got 8 snaps last week. Patriots don't need him. The Browns, he might actually be able to help out, be our wide receiver 3, potentially. Fifth-round pick should be an easy deal for Cleveland to get done. If they wanted to do this, you could get Pop for a 5th. What do you guys think about this? Would you make that trade? Type Y for yes. Type N for no if you don't think we should get Pop Douglas. But if you would do it, a cheap wide receiver addition, then type Y for yes in the comment section below. For those reasons, I actually think this is a likely one that Cleveland would do. I'm giving it 3 Bernie heads. I'm not saying it's a lock, but as far as rumors go, Douglas is clearly on the trade block. Cleveland clearly needs a wide receiver. They just put 2. They put Tillman on IR and said Carter's going to be out for weeks. I think there could actually be some juice to this trade rumor. We'll be the first to let you know about it if it happens. Folks, those are the Browns trade rumors of the day. Thank you so much for tuning into the Browns Report and having some fun with us, talking about some targets that Cleveland could go out to get, some players that they certainly need. Glad you stuck around, watched the video. Make sure you subscribe, put those notifications on so you can be the first to know about Cleveland Browns news. And we thank you for watching. We'll see you very soon on the Browns Report. All right. Fun, fun, fun. Guardians won? Let's go. What was the score? Let's go, Guards. Still looking to get another super chat to get in our show. Dolphin X, the only one so far. Oh, dang. Ninja Cow, 1-6. Was that the score? Feels feels concerned about starting Dillon against the top defense. Yeah, it is a tough assignment in a way to draw, but I think the excitement will help him out. They're going to make it easy for him. Not going to ask him to take over the game. I think they'll ask him to manage the game. Use our weapons. Fannin, Njoku. Also, Gabriel said he's a big fan of Judy. He was saying it today that they want to get him involved a lot more. I think that will help. Get Judy going because he's been struggling a bit. For sure. For sure. Kathy said, no way.
If anyone has any burning questions, send it a super chat.
Now's the
skip
time.
the line. We're about to do our mailbag in about 2 minutes. So get your questions in.
2-minute shot clock. Kathy said, no way CJ Stroud gets traded. Yeah, I think that's a long shot. But you never know by the end of the season. William said, is Shedeur still with the Browns or did they trade him? He's still a member of the Cleveland Browns. He is just third on their depth chart right now at quarterback. So I expect him to move up eventually. It wouldn't make sense for him to stay there. Because they're done with Flacco. At least he should be. But so can you imagine, so Gabriel gets hurt. Flacco's going to go right back in this Sunday. We're going to be like, uh-oh. I think Bill says hopefully Judy and Dillon have a lot more chemistry. It seems like they will because Gabriel was talking him up a lot, saying he's a huge fan, saying he wants to get in the ball more. And, Judy, wide receivers, they have that ego. They just want the ball. Judy especially is one of those. So I think that'll help their chemistry a bit for week one, their first week together, I would say. That's what I would say. William had said, let them both play. Yeah, I want to see them both quarterbacks at some point. Absolutely. All right, folks, last chance to ask questions, to get in our mailbag. Super chat with a question or a take. We'll put you in, or use the hashtag Browns in the chat. W's in the chat. And we'll get to you. Yeah, I'm with you, Ghostface. Makes no sense. That's got to change after week 5. If it doesn't, I'm going to make a video crashing out. All right. Shall we? Shall we mailbag? Just in the bag. All right. Let's do it. You got some good questions for me, Reed? Oh, yeah. That's what I like to hear, Reed. Let's go. Alrighty. Let's do it. Ready? We've got the most pressing questions that Cleveland Browns fans are wondering right now. We took a look at all the questions you guys have asked me recently. We're going to answer them. Everything you want to know, whether it's a take, a question, Cleveland Browns related, we got you. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of quarterback questions right now about the Browns. Starting Gabriel, keeping Shedeur at QB3. We've got plenty to talk about, folks. But first, don't jinx it. Like the video to beat the Minnesota Vikings. Smash that like button right now for good luck. We need it. I think it'll work in London, overseas. Let's do this, Browns. I expect Cleveland to get this W. And without further ado, let's get into our first question here. Dolphin X. He actually has a take where he says, oh, thank God they benched Flacco. It was time, Dolphin X. I'm with you. I'd been calling for it for weeks because at some point it's the quarterback's fault. He has just been a turnover machine for the Browns. He looks slow, can't extend plays. He had his moments where he'd throw an accurate pass and we'd get a big gain to Judy or something like that, and we'd be like, oh, he's back, and then he turns it over or completely misses a receiver and the Browns have to punt. Whatever Cleveland ended up doing, whether they started Gabriel or Shedeur, it was going to be Gabriel, but either way, you just had to bench Flacco. Can't get worse than that. So I know the offense has problems, but quarterback was definitely one of them. Finally, Cleveland makes a move that I think will benefit the offense. We'll see it this Sunday. Let's move on to Jeep Wolf. Says, was this quarterback change from the poor Flacco performance or some other reason? Just hope it's for wins and not for job security. Probably Kevin Stefanski's job security you're thinking of, Jeep Wolf. I think it's because of the poor Flacco performance. Stefanski said that this was his decision. So at some point, I just think you can't justify what we were seeing from Flacco. You can make excuses all you want, but he has 8 turnovers. And so I think that's why they looked at it. They said, look, he's playing bad. Let's just go test out our rookies. You drafted 2 of them. You knew we had to see them at some point. And so I'm glad they're finally going to Gabriel, who they have at 2 on their depth chart. I think, to comfort you, it's for wins, not just for job security. But we'll see what ends up happening. G-Fresh, next question. Jerry Jeudy is a 1B receiver who is a viable option at wide receiver that is attainable either free agency or trade. Oh, someone Cleveland could go out and get. Good question, G-Fresh. I think receivers that are actually on the block right now. One, they wanted to make a blockbuster, they can go ahead and get Chris Olave from the New Orleans Saints. 2, and I talked about this a little bit, Demario Douglas on the trade block right now for the New England Patriots. They have not been using him as much. His snap count is significantly low this year after he was an impact player in 2024 for the New England Patriots. He had over 600 yards receiving. Now, they're hardly even using him. He actually caught the Patriots' first touchdown of the season this year, and since then, he's only had 4 other catches. So, clearly, something's going on in that Pats wide receiver room where they're moving away from Pop Douglas. I think he's a legitimate candidate to be traded and someone Cleveland could actually get to add some depth to that wide receiver room. Now, I would love more of a star wide receiver in Cleveland, though, because if you're saying Jeudy is a 1B, we need a 1A. Now, bigger names that are actually on the market are Tyreek Hill. People have talked about Marvin Harrison Jr. I think Tyreek would be he's hurt, obviously, but he's been on the trade block for a while, and someone Cleveland could use next year as a star wide receiver. So, bigger name. The problem is our cap space with that, G-Fresh. I don't know if we can pay one of the star wide receivers in the league. We're still suffering from the Watson deal. But those are a couple realistic options maybe Cleveland could go out and get. Then we got a question from Shedeur the Goat. Hey, got the watch picture in his profile. Why is Shedeur stuck at quarterback 3 still? He should be 1, but 2 shouldn't even be a question. All right, we got our a question from a Shedeur fan, I'm guessing. It's a fair question. Why is he still at 3? It makes no sense. Flacco being named the backup for what? He's a failed experiment for the Browns in the first 4 weeks of the season. We know he's not the answer, so if Gabriel's not the answer, you're going to go back to him? No, that makes no sense. Before I totally rip into the Browns about this, I want to see their depth chart next week because this is brand new that Gabriel's the starter. You know, they still have had all their practices where Flacco's been practicing with the starters. This is the first week Gabriel will fully practice with the ones. He's had some, not all, obviously. Next week, there's no excuse why Shedeur wouldn't be practicing with the 2s and at least be activated as a backup on game day. Otherwise, what's the point of having him on the team? Why'd you draft him then if you don't intend to see what you have in him at all? Make no mistake about it. There's no logic to Shedeur being QB3. We will keep you updated on if he moves up the depth chart and can get a chance later in the season to play so Cleveland can evaluate both rookie quarterbacks that they drafted. What do you guys think? Should Sanders be upgraded to quarterback 2? Should he be named the Browns backup now that Gabriel has been named the Browns starter? Type yes if you think he should. Type no if you don't think Sanders should be the backup. Before we get into some more Cleveland Browns news and rumors, let me tell you about our friends over at PrizePicks. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. Honestly, I'm just so ready for football to be back on Sundays, to see a fresh quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. All is right with the world, and I'm big into daily fantasy with PrizePicks. I'm obsessed with it because it makes all the games more entertaining. And before the Browns play, I lock in on all my players in my lineup and their player projections. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in, and PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you could still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. I heard that was the case, and I said, I'm going to make a flex play myself. So I only need 2 of these picks to be correct. Isaiah Bond, more than half a rushing or receiving touchdown. I love the rookie to get his first this week. Quinshon Judkins, more than half a rushing or receiving touchdown as well. Judkins already has 2 touchdowns on the season. He's a touchdown machine, just like he was at Ohio State. Aiden Hutchinson, more than 0.75 sacks, meaning he just needs 1 sack. And then my lineup would be correct. What I saw from Hutchinson, well, clearly he's capable of getting sacks. So download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. All right, folks. Getting on to our next question. From Dallas, says, hear me out. Fire Stefanski. Promote Schwartz to head coach. Now I'm listening. Bring back AVP to be offensive coordinator. Promote Jacques Caesar to defensive coordinator if he wants to bring back Bill Callahan. Hashtag Browns fan delusion. Wow. All right. Dallas, the only part I'll listen to you about is that first part. Fire Stefanski, promote Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz is the only coach that I think should be a lock to stay in Cleveland. What he's done as a defensive coordinator over the years, he's turned around the Browns' defense. 2023, it was stacked. 2025, they're still ranked first in total defense. And since 2023, Cleveland has given up the least amount of first downs of any team in the NFL. So defensively, what Jim Schwartz has done, the way he schemes the Browns' defense, applies pressure, develops defensive players, he's reviving Devin Bush's career right now. One of our tackle leaders. Great for developing Carson Schwarzenegger, who looks like a stud. Love Jim Schwartz. I bet he'd have success as the head coach as well. The thing with Stefanski is he's kind of got a short leash for me now, too. Because everyone's frustrated with him. When things are going wrong, you start pointing to the head coach. The play calling, whatever it is, Gabriel will be the 12th starting quarterback under Kevin Stefanski. At some point, if this doesn't work out, they're going to be calling for Stefanski to get out of there. So that's what I have to say about that, Dallas. Joshua Miller. Good to see you here, Josh. As always, he says, if Gabriel gets hurt in the game before the bye and is unable to play after the bye, do the Browns turn to Sanders or Flacco? Great question from Joshua Miller. As it stands on their depth chart, it would be Flacco as the 2. But I think, logically, you cannot make an argument that after the bye, Flacco would return as the Cleveland Browns starter. Now you're at a point where you're even later in the season. You're closer to the future than you are now. And Flacco is not going to be here next year. He's on a 1-year deal. He's 40 years old. You have 2 rookie quarterbacks that you need to see. Can they be the guy of the future before the next NFL draft? Because you have the Jaguars draft pick as well as your own. First rounder. Could end up being high picks. Potential to draft a quarterback again. I don't want that to be the case. I want one of the guys we drafted last year because we drafted 2 rookies to end up being our guy. So then we can load up an offensive line and defense in next year's draft. So logically, Josh, what I think would happen if Gabriel did get hurt and couldn't play after the bye, Cleveland would turn to Shedeur Sanders. That's the most likely scenario as well for Shedeur to finish out the season. Let's see what we have in that rookie. 100 block. Got a question for us as well. Do you think Watson will restructure contract to help the team? I hope so. But the problem with this contract is there's a lot of legal lawyer fine prints in this massive deal that they made. And some of it Cleveland just can't get out of. Now, There's certain exceptions, right? Had Watson been suspended again, Cleveland wouldn't have had to pay him as much. So I was actually kind of hoping he would get suspended for some more games so that Cleveland could get out of the deal a little bit more. But of course, finagled his way to be guaranteed all that money, $200 million. So if there was any way that Watson could help out the Browns, absolutely, I think that he should. Cleveland needs some more cap space, and he's not even been able to play for us. But I think it's harder than it sounds. There's a lot that goes into that deal that Cleveland is just unfortunately trapped and locked into because they made it. Kathy got a question for us as well. Dillon Gabriel will play 4 to 6 games just like Flacco. That's exactly what I've been saying. That's exactly what I think will happen. That's kind of enough sample size to test if you've got the guy or not. We saw the 4 weeks of Flacco, and it was just so clear that it wasn't working on offense. The ranks were putrid. You're going to the bench. I feel like Gabriel. I say 4 to 6 because I feel like he'll be better than Flacco. I feel like he'll get like a little bit of a boost, and it won't be so bad where it's like, all right, after 4 games you're done. I think we'll get to see some good reps for him, and then if it's looking better, if he looks like the guy, well, there you go. You got your guy. If he's not playing well either, it's gonna have to be Shedeur Sanders time later in the season, folks. I agree. That's the leash for Gabriel. We just had a $10 super chat come in from Bill Chessman. Thank you so much, Bill. Bill says, now my son is going to eat ramen tonight. Woof, woof. Best of luck, Dillon. Go Dogs. All right, Bill. Thank you so much for the super chat and the comment. Man, enjoy that ramen. Tell your son. Enjoy it. And best of luck to Dillon. Absolutely. Hopefully Cleveland has an improved offense. I think it'll look better. It'll look faster. Richard, 24. Do you think Quinshon Judkins would still be good in fantasy if Dillon Gabriel is the quarterback? Absolutely, Richard. Quinshon Judkins has been an absolute beast. I'm coining the term, Quinshon Studkins. He's living up to it. He's fast, explosive, great burst. He's aggressive, a violent, angry runner. Yards after contact has been incredible. And through 3 games, he's got 2 touchdowns, nearly averaging 5 yards a carry, 237 yards total in 3 weeks. I love what I'm seeing from Judkins. Watching him run, if you actually sit down, watch every carry that he gets, it's remarkable. He's motivated. He runs hard, angry, bounces off tacklers. Love what I'm seeing from QJ. The rookie clearly earned his spot as the RB1 in Cleveland. I expected that to be the case. Glad we're able to see him play. What a bright spot he's been for the Browns. You can certainly keep starting him in fantasy football. Guys, let's help our friend out. Let's help out Richard. Will Quinshon Judkins continue to be productive? Is he still a good option for our fantasy football players? Do you think he'll still have a good season? Type Y for yes in the comments if you think Judkins will continue to produce. Type N for no if you think he's going to slow down. I'd be typing Y right now. Judkins is looking so good, making the most of his touches. I think he'll continue to do so for the rest of the year. We've got to start running back in Cleveland, folks. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have more questions you want to ask me, you can head over to X, type @Joey070. That's my handle. Follow me, comment questions on there. I see all of the questions I get on Twitter, so I'm more likely to respond to you if you want to hit me up @Joey070. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. Those are the biggest Browns rumors and news that were on your mind. We're going to try and do one of these as often as we can to answer what the people want to know. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Sweet. Bill, thank you for that $10 super chat, man. Appreciate you. Woof, woof. My son. That's funny. What? Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, Bill. His visions have been improving, too. He kind of wants to just run into guys, but his yards after contact's so good that it's cool.
I love him. I think he's great.
It's so fun to watch, honestly. Keith said, Watson is not the issue. Stefanski's a horrible offensive guru. Play calling gets on my nerves sometimes, I won't lie. Keith is pissed, dude. Stink fans, Keith. Watson already on a 30-year mortgage with no return on investment. Yeah, that's essentially what's going on with that deal. You're just kind of stuck. It's unfortunate. Even Kathy's saying Judkins is a beast. It's true. Really looking like a beast. Folks, this has been a lot of fun. It always is. It always is here on the Browns Report on the Browns Live. Producer Reed, thanks for being with us today, man. Great to have you. You going trivia tonight?
I think so. I'm not sure,
yeah?
though. I'm not sure. I haven't made up my mind yet.
I haven't either.
I still got to go to the gym, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, let me know if you want. I haven't thought about it. I haven't decided yet either. Kimberly Hurst in the chat as well. Says he was hard to tackle at Ohio State. Yeah, he was. He's hard to bring down. He's a strong runner. I love it. It's like Nick Chubb 2.0. It's great. Who you got? Week 5. Let's beat those Vikings. I'm going to give you guys my exclusive score prediction. I'm picking the Cleveland Browns to win. This is a winnable game. Gabriel's going to start 1-0 in his first start, folks. Give me Cleveland 20-17. Book it. Great year.
Bill, that would be fun. But every super chat that we get actually goes back into the channel to invest in getting you guys better content. So maybe we'll just get one just for fun.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
I'm glad you thought it was going to us, man. Appreciate you. But we do our honest bidding. We give it all back to the company, and then that lets us buy more stuff to give away to you guys. We've been giving away jerseys on Sundays, folks, during our live stream. We're gonna give away another item of Cleveland Browns merch this Sunday, so make sure you're here for it. You guys get the exclusive in the know that we're giving away some Browns merch.
Joshua, I was actually waiting for this moment.
I did.
We did. We went up to Petey, and I said, hey, I said to him, I go, Petey, and he goes, what's up? And I go, Joshua Miller says hi. He says, tell Joshua Miller I said hi. So
Let's
he
go.
says hi.
I did it as well. I went up to Petey. I said, Joshua Miller and Kathy say hi. And he was like, oh, the regulars. He was like, I think he said your last name, Kathy. I don't even know what it is because I just see Kathy. But I was like, yeah, I think that's the one.
Kathy, she used to have her full name. Kathy, is it Sedlecki?
That's like what sounded like what he said. Yeah.
Oh.
Sedlecki.
Did I say it right, Kathy? Because I remember me and Peter used to practice it.
John McShyan in the chat too. Going Joey. What up, John? What's up, Beast? Josh, Petey said that Joshua Miller, Petey said that you drove all the way once from Michigan to do a meet and greet, to see Petey at a meet and greet. I might have to. I got it right. Nice.
I got the name right. Thanks, Kathy.
Hopefully, maybe in a few months or something, they'll have me do a meet and greet in Cleveland as well. Get to meet some of you guys for realsies, some of the fans in person. That'd be great.
I remember it was either a wedding or like something like that, and he was out in Cleveland. He was like, ooh, perfect opportunity. And he got lunch with a bunch of the viewers. It was good. Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. Nice. You never know. They might, I know Mitch had mentioned it to me briefly once, so who knows? They might set it up, folks. You'll be the first to know. The Browns Report fans, faithful. Kimberly said that would be great. That'd be a fun time. That'd be a fun time for sure, folks. Mark's High Roller Bets hashtag Team Sanders, and they said, "Do you all see my comments?" I see you, Mark.
We're located in Dallas, Texas. We're not going to tell you where exactly, so you can't come get us. But Dallas. That's public knowledge.
Yeah. That's where their HQ is. Sweet. Mark's High Roller. Joshua Miller said he did. He had the Emerson jersey on. Oh, little Martin Emerson. You think we re-sign him, Joshua Miller? Coming off that injury. Newsom's also on a contract year. But we need corners bad. At least one of them, I would imagine, stays. Cleveland. Mark's High Roller says, it's okay, I'm in Georgia. Hot Atlanta. Browns backers. Let's go. Browns fans everywhere, baby. All right, everybody. If no one has anything else, then we're ready to wrap up. It's been a fun time. I've enjoyed it. Reed, did you have fun? Did you enjoy it? Yeah. Good, man. I enjoyed it, too.
It's always fun on the Browns Report with Joey.
Yeah, look at that, man. Great time, as always. Love you guys in the chat. This is a lot of fun. Like I said, be here for our watch party this Sunday, early in the morning. We're going to go live 8:30 Eastern. So be ready. Be up. Joshua Mo said he'll wear the Cade York jersey if I came up. That would be electric. That'd be so funny. I appreciate you, Mark's High Roller. He said, love your videos, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. Thank you, Kathy. Loves using the Joey kangaroos for you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. See you Sunday, Bill. It's going to be fun. Let's go get this win. Beat the Vikings in Week 5. Browns fans, we can do this. Go Cleveland. We'll see you very shortly on the Browns Report, folks.